All right. Hello, I'm Sage Woodward. I'm an ascension coach, as you know, with Twin Flames Universe. And today we have with us Charlie Santini for our third episode of Coming Home to Ourselves. So, Charlie, how are you
Oh,
doing
hi.
today?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good. Yeah. And yeah, I just wanted to ask you about your transition. Um, just to rehash what we were talking about before we started. So, I saw you back in the day before you came out as a man and embrace your masculinity. And then I'm seeing you today, actually, when you got on this call. And I was extremely surprised but not, God always makes miracles, right? And the mirror exercise and healing yourself within. But I was surprised. I thought you were on taking testosterone already, but as you told me before, you're not. You've had a massive shift in your body and your facial appearance and your energy and all manner of speaking and being that you have since you've departed from the false female identity you used to hold. So, um, would you like to, elaborate on that? How that has been for you, and what changes you've noticed?
Yeah, since I was a kid, I always knew that I was a guy, a boy. So it wasn't kind of a big news for me to realize that. But of course, that there was some confusion in the middle of the path, and Angie helped me to get clear on that block, that I am the divine masculine. So I just could fully embrace that. And I always knew that my body would naturally change, you know, in the way that we desire. So when Jeff and Shalia wrote in the Twin Flames Finding Our Ultimate Lover, that our body naturally changes. I kind of already knew, inside me since I was a kid, like I always kind of when I was a kid look into my body to see my hair growing, in some parts and all of that. So yeah, yeah, the changes kind of I, I don't know explain. It's really just like realizing that I am enough, as a man, and I don't need to kind of be more of that. It's just who I am. There's nothing more than that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's good. Yeah. So, and how did you come to that realization and that state of mind?
By loving myself a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Me too.
loving myself a lot, doing the inner work, and just surrender that I needed to be present with myself. This was like a big issue for me to not be present, and I always was too much in my mind. You know, I was living
Yeah.
like a life inside my mind, and yeah, but I had to put all these desires and dreams that I have in my mind, on the outside. I had to manifest it on the outside as well and be present there. Yeah, I guess this was kind of what I needed to do to go deeper. Yeah.
Hmm. Cool. And thank you for sharing that. So for viewers who don't, um, people who aren't familiar with the mirror exercise, can you like explain in your own words how that process works of like doing the mirror exercise in your gender transition?
Yeah, it's like everything that upsets you like on the outside, you know, is just a reflection of the way that you are feeling about yourself, that you need, that part of yourself that needs love, compassion and, just like be present with yourself there and release this attachment and, just release the illusion. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. So like in your case, you release the illusion that you are female or that you're a woman, and you right? And then you
Yeah,
just naturally feel the truth that you're a man.
yeah, the illusion that I needed to be something else, like to be loved.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Which
thank you.
will be like a woman, like needed to be a woman to be loved because I thought that being a man wasn't enough.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for explaining that. I liked that, the way you put that. Um, and so tell me more about that. Like, what does that mean to like not think that being a man is enough? And why would being a woman be enough? You know what I mean? But not a man. Like everyone's it's probably from your life experience, right? Or
Yeah.
something. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking about how to explain that. I guess it's because I always had bad experience with men. I always saw men as a bad thing, like it wasn't enough. So I always blame myself for the things around me, you know. That's why I guess I kind of close myself too much, in my mind.
mm,
And so I was kind of faking it, this woman image about myself, you know, on the outside as a way to protect me, like, of course that I wasn't protecting me, I was hurting myself, but yeah, it was something like that. Like,
mm,
like you believe that you need to be something more of what you are, you know. Yeah.
mm. Yeah, cool. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. So, yeah, and do you remember any particular experiences that sort of yeah, do you remember any experiences in your childhood or in your past where you really started to get clear on like who you were, you know?
Yeah, I'm thinking about, there were so many things like, you know, especially about, we when I was a kid, I was staying in this school, with a lot of kids together, and in the bedroom, it was like kind of unisex bedroom, you know. So I remember that I saw like that part of the boy, you know, kind of, I don't know, beside me. I don't know if this is the right word. It's just looking at my, just like, why I don't have that, like why I don't have that, So it was really, was weird, but I always dreamed to change my body in the future when I grew up. I always knew, it wasn't like I don't know what to say. It's just really like like I always knew that who I was. Yeah, I was just kind of hiding.
Yeah, I see that. You know, that's a lot of faith to have because as a child, well, and you always retained that belief, right? That you would be able to, live as your true self and you'd be able to have the body that really, aligns with who you are, right? Like you always carried that with you, huh?
Mm, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's nice. No, it's good. I admire that faith, Um, I feel like it's good for people to hear that, because sometimes people in their transition, like, I see what people write in forums for transgender people, and sometimes people like lose hope about if they can actually like complete their transition due to money or due to how they look, or due to other factors, but so how do you spiritually speaking, right? Like how do you know? Like how can you know for sure that you're going to, get what you want, get what you desire, have that real body that you want? How would you say, Charlie?
Well, first I would say that because I trust God.
Yeah. But why trust God when he put you in this body?
Well, it wasn't him, it was myself. Why
How?
he would put myself in a body that is not true of who I am was myself, like I chose that because I chose to experience. Because I guess it's about learning that it's not about what you have on the outside. It's about what you are. You know, it doesn't matter the body that you are in. The outside will never change who you truly are inside. It's never truly are the way that you were created to. So the way it doesn't bother me that much. There's something. Oh, I remember now. There's something that uh, I guess growing up with my mother, when I was a kid, I never hated my body. My body. Sorry, and and it's, I just love it the way that it was. But I guess experience all of those things that the female body, those changes that the female body, have, and all of that. It made me feel like I hated, like I couldn't be myself in this particular body. And
Mhm.
but it was just an illusion that I was believing. You know, it doesn't change it. It's just part of it. Yeah. I don't know if I explained right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what you said is perfect, like, yeah, just following the train of thought, as it winds through the mountains and the forests and the trees. Um, so love, let's see. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I want to share something
Okay, there.
about the video that I saw with Isaiah, right? I don't know
With
if
who?
I'm speaking correctly, but about the concept of trance, there's
Yeah.
something that I never saw myself as trans as well. It's just like a word to me.
Mm,
I always saw myself as a guy, and there's something in my work that sometimes I have to correct people that I'm a man, and in the beginning I was just like telling them, oh, I'm a trans man, you know, you know, explaining to them like so they can understand better. But then it didn't feel good to say that, like I was making an excuse to be worthy to be myself. Like also I am able to be a man if I'm a trans. But
oh, yeah.
I, I don't know if it makes sense that the trans it was just an excuse to me to so I can be myself. Like oh, I can be myself if I'm saying that I'm trans. But the truth is I'm a man. The trans is just in a way to maybe explain to people that are not fully aware of the energies and all the spirituality so they can, be more comfortable maybe. But
Yeah.
so today when I correct people, at my work, I just like I'm a man. When they mistake me, I'm a man. It's just that, and it feels good to me because it's enough. You know.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Yeah. So the word transgender doesn't really carry any special meaning to you. It's like you know, yeah. It's because who you are as a man, right? That's what you feel inside. And so um right. So the trans thing is like just something that an experience you've gone through, but it's not like a permanent, true, real thing down in your heart, right?
Yeah, it's not even real.
Right. Okay. Right. Because I mean, there's nothing else in you besides, the masculine energy, right? In truth, huh?
Yeah.
So yeah. No, I know, I think that's beautiful. And yeah, I would love to hear more about you and your spiritual journey. Like, okay, like for example, like if somebody misgenders you, misgendering is a common uh challenge, I guess you could call it, that transgender people face. And in my experience, it can be very upsetting, or it can be not upsetting at all, or it just depends on what I am going through and what I work through. But anyway, so for you, how has that experience been, and how have you how have you navigated it?
Yeah, in the beginning it was hard. I always felt like I want to cry when I started to work in there,
Yeah.
because it's really hard when people don't see you. But of course, with the mirror exercise, you learn that it's only you that needs to see you and love you. And now it doesn't bother me like before, but I do not choose to not respect my feelings. I choose to respect them. So if someone mistake my, and call me she, I just correct them because I'm choosing to honor my feelings and respect them. If they choose to not respect, so it's their choice. I can't do anything about that. But my feelings are important, so I choose to honor them, and it's okay to honor myself and share who I am, to people, and it's good for me. It's enough. And there's a lot of moments when I was telling them, about who I was. They actually talk about, oh, they have like, oh, I have a client that is transgender, or something like that. Maybe you can help me with that. And it was really nice. We had a really good conversation, after that, which was amazing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good. Yeah. And what industry do you work in, by the way?
In a bookstore. I
Oh,
work in the
okay.
Divine Gaming as well. Yeah, but I work in the bookstore as well.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Cool. Yeah, so that's good. Yeah, that's really good. Like, I mean, I feel like also when you're a trans person, but especially when you're a trans person with like the spiritual work and the spiritual know-how, and you're real grounded in the truth and love, and like we know it. We're just going deeper into it, but you become a big resource for people. Regardless, I feel like most trans people um are become like a resource, for other trans people to help them out, you know. So, do you like involve yourself in like groups that are for trans people, or are you kind of just like, no, like, I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Or do you find yourself encountering a lot of like other trans friends, or is it more just like, that's not important because I'm just man in a I'm curious what your experience is with that. Yeah.
Yeah, right now I'm not focused on that. I feel like
Mhm.
I'm focused on more like my artistic desire. Like in my purpose with that. But I feel that maybe in the future this will be another part of myself that I will share a lot. And
Mm.
but I met so many people, especially in the bookstore, when I talked to them, and they were kind of trans and all of that. And yeah, I mean, we always had such a great conversation. But yeah, right now we just, I'm not into that much. Maybe maybe there's a blog or something, but yeah, it's just because I'm focused on more in the other things right now.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I admire that because well, one thing, okay, so like with me, like I feel called in my purpose to really work with trans people right now, right? But uh, and when I do that, it dislodges this block in me where I'm just like very attached to the label of trans. Oh, you don't have to mute yourself, but I'm very attached to the label of trans. And so, but that when I noticed when you're talking about that attachment is painful. So you're helping me to let that go. Um, it's just it's like a convenience for a group of people who have kind of a similar journey in a way, like a similar theme in the journey or something. But I don't choose to make it to think that it's attached to me. Like it's, you know what I mean? And I admire that. So it just goes to show everyone has their own journey because um, you serve as a little bit of light pointing that out in me to help me. You know what I'm saying? So, um, I'm happy for that and for you there. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. And sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on, hun.
No, it's just I was thinking, yeah, I don't understand the block that you have, but I choose to love in that way, like because for me, you know, this word, and even the LGBT community, is it's not what truly matters. It's just the love of who you truly are in everything, not just in the community, the specific community. It's just about loving yourself. Yeah.
Right. And you belong with men, like you belong with any man, and you belong also of course with women too, but you know what I'm saying. Like you belong with men, like, right? You know that, like, you don't have to be with trans women, um, or trans men to feel a sense of a sense of, belonging. And do you experience that kind of thing?
I actually am starting to experience that, because especially, the bookstore is teaching me a lot. You know, I always was a little bit attached when people call me she, like I had to listen, when someone was calling me, like, but they were calling me in a wrong way. So now I just like, I choose to honor myself, and, I'm a he, I'm not she. It's kind of automatically, in a way, because you grew up being called as she. So when someone call you that way, you kind of do that, you know. And this is kind of something that I'm releasing now, and I'm starting to see, like, especially today, like, oh, there's 3 4 men in the bookstore working there, so I kind of naturally counted myself, I didn't notice. It was kind of the first time that I noticed, oh, I am a man, like, which makes sense to me. But yeah, but it takes time sometimes to fully see it, so I choose to be compassionate with myself always, and,
Yeah,
you know
that's
just
sweet.
let it come naturally. Yeah.
That's really sweet. Thank you. Um, yeah. So, excuse me, I'm so snotty. Um, yeah, when it comes to what do I want to say? So, can you go more into your experience of like the spiritual work? Like what I'm saying is like, like for me, like I will sometimes for me, like if I have an upset, for example, about like my gender and something, I'm just like fucking angry, and I'd be like, I don't do this anymore because it doesn't really, I had outgrow this, but I'd be starting it. I'm just like, I would kill this person, and it's like but then I mirror and everything, and then it all ends up like as if it never happened, and I feel stronger. And I admire a lot of the day, like there can sometimes be a lot of upsets, but in the end it makes me stronger and feel better. That's what my experience is. So I'm just asking you, what's your experience of your inner work process?
Yeah, my inner work. Yeah, sometimes I like to do some drama.
You
That's what.
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I guess it is drama, huh? Okay.
Yeah, 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 but it's good because the drama is not kind of taking too much time. Like before. Before it was like it took like weeks, just to finish that healing process. But now, especially about after the map session that I had, my dramas tend to go away very fast and very easy. Like maybe one day, two.
Hmm.
But yeah, I just keep telling myself that it's temporary, and keep persisting in those moments and loving myself. That's okay being upset or feeling sad, because it's natural. There's no way you can leave it who you are, or leave the things that you love. It's always there. So yeah, sometimes, yeah, I make some dramas, but yeah, but I'm learning to to be more peaceful,
Hmm.
and yeah,
how
with
do you
myself.
get past how do you get past drama?
Oh my gosh, I don't know.
Well, let's not
it's,
make a big
it- it's
drama of this
just
question.
it's just like the subsets, they end so fast, or I don't know if they end fast, but when they end, I just like feels like it never happened. So it's a little hard to go back there to see the how I passed through them,
Yeah.
and I don't know. It's just keep persisting. I always was proud of myself to not be the person that give up. I'm not that kind of person. So, even if it feels that I'm gonna give up, I just keep telling God, God, I want to give up, but I was just like, there's the voice in my head, no, you don't want it, like, which is true. I just keep talking to myself, doing the mirror exercise, the inner work, and just keep loving myself. I guess those moments are the most important moments when you need to be present with yourself and just support yourself, whatever happens. Nothing will change. And in the end, you have to pass through it, because even if you choose to leave yourself, if you choose to do this or that, not doing, not healing the block, eventually you have to do it anyway. So why don't do it now? So it's kind of the same thing. So I always choose to do it now, to pass through it now, because you always get better and easier. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right on. Yes. So that's thank you for that. That's a really good message to put out there too. And yeah. So what do you, and then can you be a little bit more detailed about what this process is like? Like, you have an upset, right? Let's say you're in the bookstore and you're working, right? So you're working, you're there, right? And then let's say, I don't know if you've had this experience exactly, but let's say, okay, somebody misgendered me. They perceive me as a woman, and now I'm upset, maybe angry. And how would you? And then how do you deal with that in the moment, in the workplace, Charlie?
Let me see.
Yeah.
I guess I at first I would recognize with the mirror exercise that I wasn't doing support. I don't know if the word is right, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Um, so that's why I probably would feel the anger to not feeling support and love it the way that I am. So I just was like, oh, that's okay, just keep present with me, like a feeling, or even if it's need to, I just imagine that, and it's really just to feeling my feelings. I don't need to hold on to them, just feeling them and until I find peace. And yeah, it's like talking to the inner boy, or to this inner this part of myself that is anger. And I was just like, that's okay if you want to be angry as well, that's okay. I'm gonna be here anyway when you feel ready to. And yeah, just keep loving, until the moment that I and release resistance, until the moment that I'm gonna release the resistance, and just yeah, just love there. It's to find the true of the upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. How do you know if you're being resistant to loving yourself?
When my head gets a little bit heavy.
When
So yeah, when I feel anger as well. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said when your head feels heavy, is that right?
Yeah. I can feel when I am resistant. Sometimes my head, like feels a little bit heavy, so I know that there's a resistance there that I need to
Mhm.
release. So I just go to my heart, to pass through it all through my feelings. Yeah.
Hmm, that's nice.
Yeah.
Good. So, yeah, it's interesting. And so you you make new choices as when you do the mirror exercise, right? And um what is that like? Like, okay, like somebody upset me because they're calling me, you know, well, for my case, like someone upset me because they're calling me a man. I'm upsetting myself because I'm calling myself a man. Yes, that's true. And then, you know, I find that girl and I say, you know what? No, I do see you. I see you for who you are. I choose to see myself for who I am. And then bam.
Yeah.
It's like that, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Good. So that's really good. And that eliminates you know, that eliminates this big emotional kind of like possible breakdown or blow up, because sometimes like it can be very emotional, right? When it comes to, sensitive topics to people. And but you don't have to go through that, probably, do you? Because you just heal it regularly, right?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah.
good. Can you talk about a moment when the emotions were really difficult and how you cared for yourself and how you had compassion for yourself, even though it was really difficult?
I guess it was more after my map session because there was a lot of evil, you know, about the traumas and stuff. So I was really
Mhm.
paranoid, you know, because there were so many things coming to the surface. I didn't have the trust in myself, and it was really hard to trust in myself. It was really kind of, to believe that I was worthy to, to be loved and loved. You know, was yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't have much to say about because those moments pass. They are really kind of just, you know, like a blur. They didn't happen. You know, but this was those first weeks after my session was hard in the beginning. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. Um, yeah, and in case you don't know, as the viewer, you know, MAP is mind alignment process. So, a trauma healing technique developed by Jeff Devine, of, same founder of Twin Flames Universe. Um, and you can sign up for your free consultation, the welcome consultation for mind alignment process at the link below. We're going to post the link below in the description of this video. And you too can get permanent healing from your trauma for a very reasonable price. So, MAP, mind alignment process. Um, and so, Charlie, would you like to tell our viewers a little bit more about, like, what was your experience with the mind alignment process? Like, what what traumas, you don't have to go into graphic detail if you don't want to, but like in general, like, what were your traumas like about, and why did you choose MAP to heal your traumas?
Well, yeah, I had some traumas about, abuse and controlling, relationships.
Mm,
So, you know, abandonment, So, yeah, I feel like, before MAP was, uh, I don't know, I don't even know how to explain. I just know like the aftermath. I just feeling like each week more free. Like I just, it's like it never happened. You know, Nothing of those bad stuff never happened, and like I discovered that I can release myself from that. I can be free from that, from the guilty or blame for everything that happened. I don't need to be attached to the past. I just release it and love myself there. And yeah, I mean, like I am kind of pure. Discovering that I am pure. This is kind of the thing. Yeah, that I'm learning. Yeah,
yeah, that's beautiful. You said you're pure.
yeah. I felt emotional with that.
Oh, that's so sweet, though. Nice.
Yeah, I always thought that I wasn't. So yeah, because of my trauma. So yeah.
Oh, because okay, the trauma made you think you were impure.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
after that, I just feeling like I always was pure and perfect.
yeah, you are. That's beautiful. Well, thank you for sharing that. And yeah. And like, just in briefly, like, what was the, when you got the map session, um, what was the map session like? Like, how was that experience? Yeah.
Well, it was quick. It was quick. The session was really quick because it's really about you fully choosing heal all of it. It's really about making choices to fully release all of that and just allowing it to release. You know, yeah. it's just simple, with map session. It's just really simple and perfect, you know, to realizing that your choices have the power, and your choices are enough as well to just help you to keep moving. Even if sometimes you feel like you um, are not able to moving forward, you just keep making the same choice over and over again. That it is enough. Just persisting in that, and you will come to the moment that you're just gonna be able to do it. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, it's beautiful. Um, and so, have you noticed a change too in like um your sense of selfhood since MAP?
Yeah.
Mm.
I feeling a lot of peace inside and experience a lot of peace on the outside, which at first I was paranoid because everything was so peaceful on the outside, but inside, my mind was kind of going crazy, but my heart was feeling really peaceful. This was kind of the releasing process, and it's amazing that everything is actually very peaceful, and perfect and grounded. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I got you. Good. Um, MAP, was that also, did that help you in like feeling a greater sense of like your masculinity? Or, yeah, it did.
Yeah, of course. I I wasn't grounded, I was really imbalanced, you know, and of course with my life purpose as well, help is helping me a lot to be grounded with myself and be present. This was like I told, I guess, in the beginning, that this was kind of my main issue, to be present with myself. Just face it. To not be afraid and just keep moving forward. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Hmm. Okay, so when you heal that trauma and it allowed you to be more present with yourself, you were more present with yourself, and therefore you were more present with your masculinity too, basically. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's beautiful. Good. Yeah. So, yeah, no, a lot of times with trauma, if you have trauma, people are often working around. They're often like trying to live their lives while carrying it and numbing themselves to their emotions, while the trauma remains active, right, and not healed. So, but have you noticed? And you've overcome that issue since having the MAP session a lot.
Yeah.
It's good.
Oh yeah. Now it's safe to feel my feelings. Yeah.
Good. I'm glad you feel that way. Nice. Yeah. And another thing I wanted to say too on that topic. Okay, so manhood. Many people today think that being a man involves like being very stoic, numbing your emotions, being very focused on the exterior, like how you look and like how your woman looks and all this shit, um, right? And you don't care about your emotions and your inner world, and that's kind of gay or effeminate if you do. But can you? So anyway, what's your experience of masculinity? And yeah.
Yeah, for me, I guess, especially with my twin flame journey, is
Hmm.
about honoring and respecting myself. To not let kind of people walk over me. This
Hmm.
was my big issue. So especially because this was kind of my block. I had some memories. Have some memories with my kind of past experience, like past lives and stuff. And it's really about knowing that my feelings are important to be honored. I always thought that my feelings weren't important. You know, like like I didn't have feelings. Like my feelings weren't real. In a way. So I feel like choosing to honor myself now is something that
Hmm.
I'm healing a lot and going deeper into that. Like I choose to be like respect and honor it in that way, that I don't need like to have something else, more to have feelings. I have feelings. Those beliefs are just illusion, and they both need to be respected, men and women. So yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, so you're well, so you if you think your feelings aren't real, then yeah, of course you wouldn't perceive, you wouldn't believe yourself that you felt like you were a man really, but um so it's good, but that you did that. Um and then in terms of like your emotions, I guess what I'm really getting at with that previous question, okay, with that previous question, more broad, what I'm getting at is like there's society's ideas of what it is to be a man, okay, and then there's the truth. So what I want to say is, what are the differences you've noticed between society's version of what a man is and your version slash the truth? There we go. Yeah,
Let me process that.
yeah, yeah. And by the way, where are you from?
I am from Brazil.
Oh, do you live in Brazil now?
Yeah, I live in Brazil. Yeah,
Oh, I had no idea. Okay. Cool, cool.
yeah.
Um,
Let me see.
I don't know
Yeah, there's
anything
some.
in Portuguese. Okay.
Yeah,
Except for saudade. Okay.
yeah. I mean, what society thinks is just a lie. Like I have this coworker. Am I in the bookstore that he told me that he doesn't feel anything. You know, that he doesn't understand why he doesn't feel anything. That he kind of sleep with women and all of that. Because of and have a lot of sex and all of the stuff, but and just do the stuff that society thinks that man is supposed to be. But it's really just you know there's nothing there. It's just like it's just someone that believes that their feelings are not enough. Like they are not real. That their love is not real. So they pretend to be something else. You know, because they think that they will have something more by pretending that. But it's just not true. You just can end up being yourself. You know. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. That's beautiful. Yeah. Hmm. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's just like a mask. Like there's nothing. But one day you have to make a choice to face yourself and love yourself because it doesn't make any sense to not do that. you know,
Right on.
you're not gonna be happy if you don't face it.
Right on. Yes. Some daddy discipline here. You're laying it to me, yes. Yeah, so you're being fatherly right now. Anyway,
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's how I feel. Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah, I guess there's something else. Let me see, because I forgot.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, it's about facing yourself. I guess for me, it's like believing that if I face myself, I'm gonna see something ugly.
Oh,
Like
okay.
God will show me to me like, oh, you are ugly inside. Don't have love. But this is the lie. That's why we always keep kind of looking on the outside because we think that if we look inside, we're gonna see something that we're not like. So it's really about trusting in God that this is not true. That you're gonna see who you truly are. And you're gonna be who you truly are. Like it's perfect. You're gonna like because God is not the way that you were, you know, raised when you were a kid. When your parents were kind of think that you were, a guy, or my mother thinks that I was a girl. This is not God. They are not the source. God is the source.
Wow. Yeah, thank you for that. How about in terms of the relationship with God? How has that how was that in the past in your childhood? Like, yeah. Did
Yeah, like
people and how did people portray God, you know, growing up?
yeah, I always had kind of some sort of close relationship already with God. When I was a kid, and I remember that I had a dream that was kind of on my bed, and I was looking to the ceiling, and there was come this giant hand coming to me to pick me up, like, and the feeling was like, oh, my child. But when I was a kid, I was too afraid, so I kind of tried to run away from it. But I knew there was God there. I had so many dreams, especially with Jesus, helping me. I remember that I saw him, but I couldn't at that time because the vibration was so strong. I couldn't see it perfectly. It was really strong, and the love was strong there. And so for me, I always had this spirituality. I guess maybe past experience, but uh, I guess after the Jeff and Shalia's work, it just went deeper into that. Was kind of, I guess, the first time that I decided to join in the group, Twin Flames Universe, was like when I had the dream of God. I was seeing God like in the skies, you know, going back to home. And at my home, where kind of Jeff and Shalia's kind of playing some music, was really fun. And I never had kind of God and Jeff and Shalia's at the same, part of the dream together. So I knew at that moment when I woke up that I could trust them fully because I always was searching for, a leadership and people to help me to heal those blocks and those illusions. So for me, it was just like, it's just like perfect. And yeah, with this work, it just go deeper and deeper with God. Even today, I was I went work a little bit early, you know, and a few minutes before to go home, my boss told me to go a little bit more early because I went early. So I was the kind of the first one going home a little bit early than everybody else because I was there before. But I didn't know that I this would happen. I was happy because I was a little bit worried with the time with our meeting here. So yeah, it was kind of perfect. All of those miracles, those little miracles, even the big ones, it's just like perfect. It's just like natural, especially the inside miracles, like feeling love and peace. Yeah,
Yeah. Hmm, good. So you love God, and you feel like God supports you, and that God sees you as a man and supports you as such and accepts you.
yeah. This is the truth. Yeah, and I choose to see that even if when sometimes I feel upset and having my dramas moment. I know that it's just lie. Those moments, and I know that this is not what God is. And I always knew that when I was a kid. That there was this work, in my it's not like college or stuff, but and I had to do some sort of like a center, like a source to all those things to expand, in a some sort of like a work business and stuff. And I always was the kind of kid that put love at first. I always did that. Everything that I wrote, in those business stuff and work, I was just like love is first. Yeah, in the past, I always felt a little bit ashamed of that, like, oh, I look like a little dreamy boy that, a little fool with that. But realizing this now that I actually was being very real about it because without love, nothing exists. Nothing exists. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. No, it's cute and attractive and cool. It's a good quality. Yeah. Cool. So it sounds like you've had like a pretty cozy relationship with God through your life. Um, and I'm curious if, I don't know, I'm just curious if where you live, like if people in the religious community, um, what messages they had about like trans people or LGBT people, if any. Like, was there a message or no, or how was that?
Well, I was raised by, you know, my mother that she kind of have a lot of kinds of religions. She likes this one and like this one, like that one, but she always thinks that evil is real. So, but even even she believing on that or like bad things. She always was kind of very supportive with that, with my self interest, because because she knows that this is something that happens. Sometimes you are in that body that not yours. So I'm glad that she was very supportive with that. And but yeah, here it doesn't have like a big rule, like it's really forbidden to be trans, or or any kind of that. Is there's people that don't like it, there's people that are very open to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of mix of religions here.
Really, in Brazil?
Yeah, actually, when I was younger, I always loved to read and search here about all of religions, because I always believed that they one day could be one. Like every religion has such a great gift to share. Even if not the bad things, but the good parts. Like is or to go deeper into the source of it. And so I always love to read about all of that. And of course now I don't feel like I read too much, but yeah, but I really am respectful with everyone that have their own beliefs.
Yeah. Cool. That's good. Well, I think you have the right job though, because you work in a bookstore. So, you know, yeah,
Yeah.
reading might be an asset there, maybe. So yeah, cool.
Yeah. Oh, I had to heal about some blocks about reading, but now I just feel like I want to read all the time. Yeah.
Good for you. Yeah, no, that's beautiful. Yeah. Um, let me see. What else? Where else?
Oh, actually,
Oh
the
yeah, please.
bookstore, the bookstore wasn't my idea. Was God's idea. Yeah, at first it was like 1 year ago. I dreamed that I would work in a bookstore, so I was just like, okay, So I subscribed to like purpose class and all of that. I had so many good help with Lauren too, with the sessions that he gave me, and I just found it. So I knew that the bookstore was kind of my goal. So I just sent my resume, just like, okay, and just happened. Yeah, it felt good to me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Well, you know what, too? It's like, um, it's like so important to have an employer too who is chill, well, and accepts you for who you are, and yeah. But you found that. Did you find that before? Wait, did you find that before you had come out, or was it after you'd come out?
No, it was after. This was actually very
Oh,
interesting because in my resume, I put it there that I needed to be respected as a trans man, as a man. So I wouldn't accept a job that wasn't willing to respect me in that way. And yeah, the place that I wasn't expecting to be accepted actually accept me, and which is amazing. They chose to respect me and call me as Charlie, and because I didn't change my document yet, and call me as he. So it's a big learning.
hey,
Oh, sorry.
no, it's okay. Um, yeah. So, what were you? Let's see. Was it a block to being seen?
Probably.
Yeah. How do you feel about being seen?
Actually, I want to be seen, but I guess yeah, I want to be seen.
Yeah, it's good. Do you
Yeah,
choose to be seen?
yeah, I choose to be seen.
Good. How does that feel?
Yeah, it feels good.
Good. Um, yeah, and yeah, are you perfect?
Yes, I am perfect.
Good, yeah. yeah, and it's just, just like what you're saying, like, well, like when you're seen, are you going to find anything bad about yourself, or are you going to only find love?
Yeah, I was gonna find love. Yeah,
Yeah, that's who you are.
yeah,
Good. So, yeah. Well, can you tell that boy inside of you that he's perfect and he's doing a good job?
yeah,
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Good. Yeah,
yeah.
good. How does that feel? Do you feel
Feels
better?
good. Yeah,
Good. Good. Do you feel complete, or do you have anything else coming up?
I don't know the part that I stopped talking.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I can remember, um, it was the bookstore and you were saying like, I don't know, like they accepted you and you said, call me Charlie, call me he.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah. So I guess I share. Yeah. Oh yeah.
oh, cool. Um, there was one more thing though. Like you were saying something about how it was like a lesson, the experience.
Yeah. Yeah, to go deeper into loving myself, all those parts that I thought that I wasn't worthy. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Cool. Good. So, let me see if there's anything else that I want to. Yeah. I'd say the last thing that I want to talk about is your personal style and your sense of style, like how you dress, for example. Anything having to do with style. Um, how has that changed since you've transitioned? And yeah, how do you make decisions about how should I look? How should I present myself? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now I just feel that I can wear everything that I always wanted to. I just a pretty much a guy, a boy that likes kind of nerd stuff like superhero t-shirts and all of that, and like some hats and all. Yeah. Me. Oh, I can, I can wear a suit, which I love. I haven't one yet, but I'm gonna buy one. Yeah, which I love. Love wear suits. I think it's cool. Yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome. Cool. And
yeah,
yeah, and then a common topic for trans men is like how to deal with their chest and stuff, and in terms of like um binding it or like whatever you might choose to do. But you don't have to share details about like what you do with that. But I think it'd be helpful to hear like how you how you feel about your body as it is now and how you dress, you know what I mean,
yeah.
with your body, how you navigate that.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I'm healing that a lot as well.
Hmm.
But I don't like to wear like that. I don't know the name, to put it on my chest because it just feels like it wouldn't be comfortable for my body. Like wouldn't be loving it. Because I don't like to hurt my body physically. It just I don't know if that thing kind of hurts, but I like to take care of it in the best way. Doesn't matter if I am in a female or in a male body. Just like yeah. uh, it- I guess that's why I'm still kind of thinking about taking hormones and all of that because for me it's really important to take care of myself and all of my my physical body. And yeah, and this is something interesting because when people call me she at my work, when I correct them, they always say like, "Oh, because of your hair or because I saw you like you know, very quickly. It wasn't actually because of my body at all, you know, and that's the funny thing, like they don't see that, when I crack them, they don't see it, like it's really just like a paranoid thought that I think because of my physical body, I'll be called as she, but it's not true.
Right. Oh, yes, it's that paranoia. That's
Yeah,
well, it's that internal voice. Yeah, okay. But yeah, I'm happy that we know how to deal with it, you know? So
yeah.
cool. Learn and grow from that. So, yeah, I just want, okay, so just as a closing piece, also, I want to ask you, what is your message for fellow trans people, who are going through this journey of claiming their real gender, despite their body?
Let me see.
It doesn't have to be grandiose or anything, just like from your heart. Like, what would you tell someone, right, who like needs help on their
That they
journey?
can they can have it all, they don't need to accept less of what they are,
Mm,
and they can love themselves in the way that they are right now as well. They're not, um how can I say, they're not like less because they are in a different image of what they desire. They are always enough, and you know that's okay as well. Make changes, but keep always loving, yourself. Just let it be natural and all of that. And of course, that is cool when you naturally change as well, because you have some growing hair on your face, which is cool for the man, of course. I love it. I don't need to take hormones to do that. It's just naturally, which is cool.
yeah. Thank you. Yeah, you're an inspiration, for all trans people. So, congratulations. Yeah. And yeah, the outside is a reflection of the inside. So, brilliant, my friend. Well, thank you very much for your time, Charlie.
Yeah.
Um,
Thank you, Sage, for this opportunity. Yeah.
you're welcome. Yeah, it was really fun. I love talking with you and getting to know you better. So, Um, this has been our third episode of Coming Home to Ourselves with your host, Sage, and our guest, Charlie. Thank you so much again. I look forward to seeing you in our fourth episode of Coming Home to Ourselves with Adam Orion Sand, another Twin Flames Universe community member and another trans man of our community. So, with that, I wish you all a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. God bless you any time of the year that you may be in. I love you. Bye.
Bye.